It can be challenging as a male therapist. A lot of people think that you're just rubbing on clients, but it's more than just rubbing on clients. You're actually in here to try to heal. If you have somebody with back pain, you're trying to figure out where that back pain is coming from and what's the root cause of it. It's not what you see on social media. Erotic stuff, I guess, is sensual massage. That's not what massage therapy is supposed to be.
Today we have the honor of hosting Fred Boyd, a successful licensed massage therapist. I work with Fred out in Alabama, going back, some time now. He was actually the quarterback for our intramural team. I don't know if you remember this, man, but I dropped a game-winning touchdown you threw one time for the championship.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I hope you don't remember that.
I don't remember.
That's good. We won't tell anybody about it. It's truly an honor to have you on, man. I really appreciate it, man, reconnecting with you, man, and I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. It's an honor.
Of course, man. So, what first sparked your interest into becoming a massage therapist, and how long have you been doing it for now?
Well, initially, I wanted to become a personal trainer, but that field was oversaturated at that time, and it may still be like that. So I did more research because I wanted to help people. I wanted to help clients or for his health and wellness. So I did research and came across massage therapy. I did more research upon that and saw the benefits and how much I can help my clients naturally. So I went with that, went to school, and it became a passion.
Interesting. So that actually leads me to what, my next question here is what path did you take to get certified, and how does that process work for a licensed massage therapist?
You have to go to school and complete a certain amount of hours. Once you graduate, you have to take a state board and pass the MBLEx. And once you pass that state board, then you become a licensed massage therapist.
How difficult is that? Is it a hard process, would you say, or was it relatively?
Oh, man, going to school, yeah, it's not easy. But you have to learn about the anatomy, pathology, business. It's a lot, man. It's a lot that entails within this career field. It's not what people think it is, just rubbing on bodies, different things like that. If you in it for the right reason, man, you actually learning to help, and you learn the muscles and different things, muscle groups and different things like that.
What was personally your hardest part, with the hardest part of school, would you say, personally for you, or most challenging?
I really can't recall. I think for me, man, I'm more of an introvert. And stepping outside of my comfort zone to, talk to clients, I think that may have been the most challenging. I had to learn to open up more.
How long did it take you to go from training to seeing your first client? I mean, like once you get you officially get your certification, your license, what happens right after that? Are you applying just for, local businesses, or how does that work?
For me personally, I can't speak for anyone else. It took me 2 months. I applied to a company to start doing massages. It took me 2 months after I graduated. And after that, I was accepted for the job, and I went from there.
So, you're starting off, you have those early clients. How was that? What was that like, your first couple clients that you have? What was your experience like with that? Were you nervous? Were there any mistakes made? What would you say?
My instructor did a good job of teaching us about clientele and consultations, different things like that. So we had student clinics. We have to go through student clinics in school. Side of the student clinics, I think for me was building my confidence. I had a lot of encouragement, compliments in school, but once you're out in the field, it's like real life now. We're in it. Yeah. So I think it was the confidence. I was not told by anyone, not being braggadocious by no means, but everyone loved what I did. They said I had great hands, golden hands, all these different compliments. So I stuck with it after that.
Interesting. Do you feel like training, like when you went through school and you had that formal training, do you feel like it prepared you for like actually doing the position, or do you feel like the experience differed completely from what you learned in school?
No, again, the school I went to, she prepared us for real life and being out here in the field, different situations, different clientele. So it definitely prepared me for being out here on my own and doing massage therapy.
That's interesting. I mean, that's good. A lot of the people that we've interviewed on the show, I would say the main consensus that we get is like, hey, once I got here on the field, everything I learned in school was completely different. So it's good to know, like, that really prepares you for what you're going to see in the different scenarios, so on and so forth.
Yeah, going to school, man, you learn about the muscle groups. You learn inside the muscle group, the fibers, different things like that. So when you get out here, you start it's almost like you keeping that mindset of school, you know what I mean, and everything that you learn. So you're bringing it out here into the career field.
Interesting. Interesting. So, what does a typical day look like for you now, from start to finish, as far as prep time, so on and so forth, scheduling?
Um, so, of course, first off, you got to have a well balanced breakfast. Making sure I have my supplies ready, oils, sheets, and everything else that are folded and put away. And then I get ready for my sessions, get ready for my first client.
So, how do you mentally and physically prep for that? I mean, I know there's a lot that goes. I can imagine, man. Like it's got to be physically demanding on you as well. But how do you mentally
Yeah,
and physically prep for that?
very much so. I like to meditate. I keep to myself. I isolate and I sit down and meditate. Try to clear my mind. I listen to music. And you have to do your workout and stretches as well. So it's physically, mentally, and emotionally demanding for this job. It's very strenuous.
Man, and so I mean, do you take time to let's say you're meeting with the client, do you take time to learn about that specific client, or do you pretty much take the same routine for each person?
Now you can never take the same routine for each person because everybody's different. Everybody have different issues, chronic pains, stresses. So I do consultations with each client that comes in. So I learn about what they have going on mentally, maybe physically or whatever, and then I go from there within my sessions. It's almost like having a game plan.
Right. And so, yeah, just preparing for whatever may be bothering them that day, or maybe long term, short term, so on and so forth.
Right.
Um, so how much did you learn about the human body after entering this field? I mean, like, for someone like me who goes and gets, maybe, a monthly massage, something like that, because I have a sore or something like that. I mean, I'm not looking at it as deep as you do. So, I mean, how
hmm
much did you actually learn about the human body? I mean, since starting this career field.
At school, we had to learn a certain amount of credit hours about the human anatomy. So we learned that, but outside, that's another thing. One of the questions that you asked, you still learning outside of this as well. So there are maybe things that I learned in school, which it still pertains now, but there are new things that, just like yesterday, I found out there was something else that was out here. I was like, hold on, what is that?
Yeah,
So you have to do
right.
more research and learn something else. Yeah.
Right. So you're constantly evolving, you're constantly learning and things
Yes.
like that.
Yeah.
Um, so, you kind of touched on it a little bit. How physically demanding is this job for someone who, potentially is looking at getting into it, just to prepare them? Do you feel long-term wear and tear, or how has that taken a physical toll on you since joining the career field?
It is demanding, but in general, massage therapy is demanding, for each client, and it depends on what their niche is. Some may be just relaxation, some may be deep tissue, or they may be a mixture of everything in one. It just depends on what your niche is.
So for you specifically as the therapist, do you feel like it's taking like long-term wear and tear on you as well? I mean, and how do you mitigate that? What do you do to make sure that you are more physically capable long term?
Well, I like to travel, so that's my decompression. That's how I relax. I stretch, and I take breaks for myself. So you have to take care of your body when you're doing this. If you don't, you won't make it.
Interesting. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, like I said, I told you earlier, I can only imagine. I mean, after a while, like, it takes a toll.
Yeah.
Switching gears just a little bit, what is it like being a male in the massage therapy industry? Are there, stigmas that you have to surpass, or what is it like?
It can be challenging as a male therapist. For one, you have to battle social media, of course, and everything that you see on social media that may be outside of what our scope, to keep it professional. So a lot of people think that you're just rubbing on clients, but it's more than just rubbing on clients. You're actually in here to try to heal. If you have somebody with back pain, you're trying to figure out where that back pain is coming from and what's the root cause of it, so you can make them feel better, give them some relief. It's not what you see on everything that you see on social media, with erotic stuff, I guess, is sensual
Yeah.
massages,
Right. Right. Right.
So
Right.
that's not
Right.
what massage therapy is supposed to be.
Yeah, and it's almost like I think maybe just that's the common misconception, right? Is like you see a male masseuse and you might think the worst, but you don't realize how much science and how much that physical therapy goes into it. What's been the biggest misconception the public or your clients have about massage therapy? Would you say?
Again, you're just rubbing on bodies. You're doing it just to touch on people. That's the misconception, the things that they see on social media. And it's not that at all. I want everyone to feel comfortable and secure when they come into my office.
Have you ever had to deal with any uncomfortable or awkward situations? Not necessarily like, in that regard, but maybe just in maybe someone had a specific injury or something like that you didn't know or they didn't tell you about, or what kind of challenges do you guys face within that realm?
There are challenges when it comes to that because, again, you have to find the root cause. If they have a certain injury in the neck or arm, frozen shoulder, different things like that, you want to find the root cause. Sometimes they can be challenging. You're doing everything you can, and then they're still like, oh, okay, that still hurts. And you're like, all right, let me revamp what I just did. I did this. Now you got to go try to do more research and tell them to come back later, and then you can find out where it's coming from when they come back for their next session, so you can heal, so you can give them some relief.
I've heard some of that could be mental too. Like a lot of that is like you can cause a lot of stress to your body just by your overall mental stress and things that you deal with. I mean, have you seen that a lot too, or is it more mainly like physical ailments? What's your typical client?
Typical client, man. To me, I wouldn't say it's a such thing as a typical client. Everyone has, their different issues. We have people come in with stress, physical damage or injuries or different things like that. It could be emotional. It just depends on the person. But we do have people come in with like mental conditions that may be stressed out about something. So we try to do what we can to relieve their stress.
That's got to be difficult to try to separate and figure out that in that moment, because sometimes people don't know what they're dealing with, right? Like me, like I couldn't tell you, some of the times why I'm aching. Is it old age? Is it because I'm, whatever it may be, So, yeah, that's tough. That has to be tough.
It comes with experience too.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's been your favorite part of the job so far, and what has been your biggest challenge, would you say?
My favorite part of the job, no doubt, giving my clients relief. No doubt. That's like a trophy for me. If someone comes in and like, oh man, this hurts so bad, it's been hurt for this many years, and they come in 1 or 2 sessions and like, oh my God, I never felt this good. No doubt, number one.
Yeah, that's awesome. What about on the flip side? What's been the biggest challenge, would you say, now that you've got some experience and have been doing it?
And the same difference, you have that client that come in and you try to do everything you can, but they're still hurting. I'm like, all right, let me try something else.
Right, right. Have you ever hit a wall, or do you feel burned out doing the career field at all? And not just you, but just like maybe even peers. Do you see people typically hit walls really quickly, or what's your experience on that?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's could be across massage therapy because we're putting out so much into our clients. You know what I mean? So you can be in this if you don't take breaks and take care of yourself. You will definitely burn out.
Mm. Mm. And then, what does that look like? I mean, because you're in a career field to where it's like, the client doesn't see that, or sometimes they don't necessarily even care about that. I mean, how do you guys, push through that? I mean, let's say, you're hitting those physical walls. What do you do to mentally, handle the pressure of delivering that great session still?
Well, I have an athletic background and of course, military as well. So we're taught to push through. So anytime I get to a point where I'm just, fatigued or tired, I do my best to keep my clients from knowing that I may be tired or anything like that. Now, there have been times where they saw it in my face, like, you okay? You tired? Yeah, but they would never know it once they lay on their table.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Having that separation.
You have to.
Yeah. So realistically, if someone is watching this, and wants to get into the career field, switching on the topic of money a little bit, just generally speaking, obviously this is super subjective depending on where you're at, who you're hired by, so on and so forth. But generally speaking, do you know how much maybe a potential new licensed massage therapist can expect to start earning in the career field?
Yeah, like you said, it depends on where you are. I've seen starting at $15 an hour up to maybe $35, $40 an hour. And if you're on your own, you make your own prices. So you can go all the way up until 100 to 200. It just depends.
Wow. I mean, what can you do as a licensed massage therapist to be one of those top earners? Is it all in marketing, or is it more so just like really depends on who you're hired on by, or if you're owning your own business, so on and so forth?
The top earners, I would say, and this is just my opinion, I would say you may want to venture off into becoming your own business, your own and self-employed, your own business owner. If I said that correctly, I probably did.
Right. No. Yeah, that's yeah. So owning your own business. I mean,
Yeah.
are there any additional certifications that you guys can acquire to make yourself a little bit more marketable, or is it just pretty much just at that point, just letting your work kind of speak for itself?
You want to so we have to have CEUs, and I know I can speak for Alabama. Every 2 years, we have to do our CEs, and that's continual education where we have to learn different modalities. I can't speak for any other state. So that's one thing that you can learn. Once you get different modalities, you're more marketable because you can do different things. If
It,
you're
it,
one of those that just do like deep tissue or Swedish massage, you may be a little bit limited, but market yourself, social media and Google, whatever, word of mouth is good.
what are those modalities? What is that?
So basically like the techniques that you do, like Swedish deep tissue, therapeutic, sports, those are modalities.
Okay, and you just get that by continuing education while you're already out in the field.
Yeah, well, you learn that stuff in school,
Oh, okay.
So of course, yeah. So outside of school, once you graduate, you have to do your CEs every 2 years. So you're still learning.
So, breaking it down and you kind of alluded to this earlier, in your experience, what separates a successful massage therapist from someone who's going to struggle in the career field, would you say?
Take care of yourself. Take care of your body. Learn everything you can about massage therapy, the body. I say the anatomy, and take your CEs. Once you take your CEs and learn different techniques, and hopefully you'll be okay.
So someone that's struggling, you would say is the opposite, right? Not taking care of themselves,
Yeah,
not looking to learn a little bit, grow in the community, in the career field.
yeah. And you got to be personable as well. You have to be personable when you deal with clients too.
Yeah, because they're being vulnerable with you, right? At that point, like, and, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
there's a
right.
vulnerability on both sides.
Yeah, it is.
As far as personality types, is there any personality that's best suited for the field, and maybe someone you wouldn't recommend for the career field, or can anybody become a licensed massage therapist, would you say?
If your mind is not in the right place, do not get into massage therapy. Please don't. Yeah,
Right.
you have to want to help. You want to help your clients. You want to help people. You want to help them heal. You want to give them relief. If you're in this for things that you've seen on social media, this is not for you.
Yeah. So being grounded in the right thing, and actually wanting to help people, I think, okay.
Right.
What's one of the most memorable or unexpected things that's happened, during a session, whether it be funny, crazy, eye-opening, rewarding? What would you say? Do you have a specific moment that you can recall?
I would say eye-opening and rewarding. Again, you have to have that confidence. And once you're starting off, you're a little nervous. Am I going to be good at this? I know what I did in school, but once I'm out here in the field, how can I do? And to hear all my clients, like, they're telling me how much I've helped them and, they're healing and different things like that. I'm like, wow, I may be good at this. This might be my purpose.
Yeah.
So that's where it started for me. And I've been doing it for 8 years now, so it's a passion at this point.
Awesome. Do you have a specific story or a specific client? Not getting into like anything too deep into their confidentiality, but do you have a specific story that you can recall that you felt rewarding, or maybe the opposite? Maybe like they came and they were like, hey, like this didn't help me at all? You have any specific story that you can recall?
Yeah, I may have a few. One that comes to the top of my head now. I had one client. She could not lift her arm. It was parallel. That was it. And I was like, okay, let me do everything that I've learned. And she may have had frozen shoulder at the time. Once she left out of the service and finished her session, she was full range of motion, throwing her arm out, different things like that. And I'm like, for me, that was eye-opening. I was like, wow, I just did it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you literally like, and you know what's interesting about that take too? I mean, a lot of people kind of, their mindset goes straight to surgery, right? Or they go straight to like some very invasive medical procedure. When really, like I said, they can come and see you first and maybe relieve that. Would you agree with that? Or
I would say go talk to your doctor first, because you need to get diagnosed and see what your doctor say first, and then you can come talk to a massage therapist and see if we'll be able to help you. But definitely talk to your doctor first.
If someone is watching this and wants to follow your path, what's the first step that they should take, in your opinion?
Follow my path. I would say be original. Be creative. Don't be scared to step outside of your box. I was scared, but I had to step outside. Like I said, I'm an introvert. So you have to step outside of your box and try different things. Like you said before, I have a great support group. My clients, my friends, everyone is supportive to the T. So they've helped me tremendously to get outside of my box, outside of my comfort zone. So be original, be creative, be personable, and just don't be afraid.
Lastly, where can people find you if they want to connect, book with you, or just learn more about your work? Do you have any professional pages, social media pages, anything like that?
Yeah, I have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Boys Body Therapy. I'm also on Google as well, Boys Body Therapy. So if you want to find me, it's Boys Body Therapy, and my website is boysbodytherapy.com.
Thanks for clocking in with us. Enjoyed the content? Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you have a career in mind you would like us to spotlight, send us a message on Instagram. We're always listening. Until next time, it's time to clock out.